Oh, hello. My name's Gene Ham, and I'm an animator. So, the very first job I had was on in 1978 on Lord of the Rings for Ralph Bakshi, and that got me in the union after a month. And once you're in the union, they can't fire you. So when I got down, you go around. You're kind of like migrant fruit pickers. You go from studio to studio, and when I got to Hanna-Barbera, they were working on the Smurfs and Super Friends. I had great teachers there. One of the guys' names, you can look him up, his name's Dave Tendler, Tendlar. You'd see his name on old Betty Boop cartoons and old Popeye cartoons. Okay, so I got a series of very personal questions here. So first question is, raise your hand if you think you can't draw. Okay, we got about half the people think they can't draw. All right, how many people can draw a circle? Raise your hand if you can draw a circle. All right, got more people, good. Raise your hand if you can draw a square. Good. Well, class is over because that's all there is. Teachers like to make things complicated. Everybody draw along with me. We're going to draw 3 ovals right next to each other. When you got 3 ovals side by side, give me a vertical line right down the middle and a horizontal line right through the middle. And these are the formulas. We're going to get 3 positions out of here. We're going to get front, side, and back. And these formulas here are what they've used for about 100 years in animation and comic strips. So then where these 2 lines come together, we're going to put a nose, which is basically an oval. Now, halfway between this line here and down here, we're going to put a smile. And this line, this middle line here, this blue line, that's going to be in the middle of the ear. So we're going to start a little above that line, a little below that line. Top 2 quarters are where the eyes are going to go. And the eyes are the most important thing on your face. When you see somebody coming down the street or coming down the hall, you look in their eyes, see what mood they're in, to see if you want to talk to them, if you want to run the other way. But to exaggerate the importance of the eyes, we're going to make them bigger. Now, don't put a pupil in there yet, because I'm going to show you something about pupils. Now, you see there's a shine in my eyes. And the reason there's a shine in my eyes is because it's wet. So if you don't put a shine in somebody's eyes, it's going to look like they dried out for some reason. Either they got really bad allergies or they're dead. So if you want to make them look alive, you always put a shine in their eyes. And there's 2 ways you can put a shine. 2 different kinds of pupils. One is what I call the Western way, which has 1 highlight in it. Big fan of Japanese animation and Japanese comics, manga, and anime. And one of the things I noticed is they have an average of about 3 highlights in their eyes. Nobody's been, and they have no less than 2, sometimes up to 5. It's the Western way, the Eastern way, or if you call it natural light or artificial light. As long as you put at least 1 highlight in there, I'll be happy. Now I'm going to throw a little eyebrow up here. Pretty hard to screw up eyebrows unless you make them vertical.
Does it matter how big we make the pupils?
No. And basically what I'm going to show you here are not the rules. They're not something to hold you back. They're the tools to get you started. Now down at the bottom, on either side of this vertical line here, we'll drop another line down here and drop a line down here, and you got a neck. Show me your drawing so far, your front view. Yeah, everything's in the right place. Very good. So you are already ahead of most of the people in the world. So now we're going to have this. We're moving on to the side here. We're going to have this guy looking to the right. Basically, your front view is your measuring stick for all the other positions. When you look at the side, everything's going to move over one line to the right. So the nose would have been here, and now it's going to move over here where the ear was, and we're going to see half a nose sticking out, a little above that line, a little below that line. And then the ear would have been here on the front view. It's going to jump over to this line, hug up against that. And then we're going to see a backwards S inside there. So the mouth would have gone across here, but it's going to jump over here against this curve, this arc. But you're only going to see half the mouth. The other half's are going around the bend. We're thinking three-dimensionally here. This eye won't be seen at all because it's around the bend. This eye is going to jump over here. It's going to hug up against the outside line. So it's up in the front of the face. And the pupil's going to hug up against there too. And so will the eyebrow. Now before I look at your stuff, let's go to the back view here. Bottom there, that looks like maybe it's the bottom of the skull. All you have to do here is just know that's where it's going to be and just drop a line down here, drop a line down here, and you got a neck. Then the ears are going to be just like they were here, just above this line and below that line. But you won't put anything inside them because you're seeing them from the back. See how your front, side, and back view came out? Yeah, you guys got it. Everything's in the right place. Very good. So you are already ahead of most of the people in the world. But how'd you like to get ahead of 75% of the people in the world?
I would love it.
Huh? All right. So I'm going to show you how to do a 3/4 view.